Welcome everyone to our podcast, Inside the UAE Consumer's Mind. I'm Hussein and I'm joined by my co-hosts Hazza and Maria.
Hey everyone, it's great to have all of you with us today.
Hi everyone, in today's episode we'll dive into a topic that matters to every marketer and business, post purchase behavior and brand loyalty.
And to even make this even more exciting, we'll be exploring this topic through a story of a UAE-based brand that's been getting attention lately, My Leno, the new app helping people plan social outings and discover places around the city.
Yeah, exactly. So Milano helps users turn the we should hang out conversations into real plans, making it easier to connect, explore, and socialize in the UAE.
Joining us today is Ammar, the supervisor of Mylano. Thank you for being here. Thank you for having me.
So before we dive into theory, let's start with the big picture. The UAE is known for its highly competitive market. Consumers have endless options from telecom providers to delivery apps, and loyalty is becoming harder to win.
Yeah, exactly. So people here are exposed to hundreds of ads daily, and so switching brands is easy. But for companies like Milano, understanding what happens after purchase, how users feel, whether they're satisfied, and if they'll return is crucial.
And that's where post purchase behavior comes in. It's the stage after consumers make a purchase or use a service. It's about their satisfaction, emotions, and whether they stay loyal or not.
Our focus today is to understand why UAE consumers remain loyal or decide to switch, and what Milano is doing to build long-lasting loyalty.
Okay, so Amar, can we start off by you telling us what Milano is?
Right, so Myleno is a social first app. Number one, we don't like to call it a social media app because it's not there to be for like any sort of post. It's a social first app that helps people find cafes and restaurants in the UAE at an ease, and for restaurants and cafes to display themselves on a platform that isn't full of fake reviews, full of influencer posts, and so on.
Okay, interesting.
So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions based on post-purchase that relates to Milano. So first question I have for you is what happens when feedback is negative? How does your team respond or turn the experience around?
So we look at the negative response that there is, because not every negative thing is a bad thing. Depends on what it is. Because one person could tell us that this thing is really bad, however, others don't completely agree with what they said. So we look at it. We see how are the others liking it, and how could we fix it that feeds into the market. Can we do it? Can we not exactly? And then we kind of, if it's hard for us to kind of switch to exactly what that user wants, we go in the middle and we try to kind of satisfy them while satisfying the market as well.
Okay, that's very nice.
That's really good. So you listen to a lot of customer feedback, right?
Yeah, at the end of the day, they are the ones who matter here over than anyone else. Yeah.
Can I ask how often do you update the app?
So pretty often, just because with an app, there's a lot of bugs here and there through development, through all of that, making sure it maintains nicely. So even if you look at apps like Instagram and TikTok, if you just search them up on the App Store, every single time you'd find update, because of the fact that they need to fix bugs. It's not always huge things that are being changed. However, if we're talking about changing how the app looks to some extent, or something in the app we're adding, it's not that often, maybe every few months, because changing the whole app entirely, or like something or a feature, adding it, it's not that easy to add on or remove, but it's pretty often just because of bugs and glitches.
Okay, so I have another question. Do you track any post-purchase metrics like usage rate, user retention, net promote score?
Yeah, we do actually check. We check how much are the users that are downloading it using it. Are they using it every day, and how many times per day? And what are they doing exactly in the app? Say, are they going in to scroll only on restaurants? Are they going in to get discounts? Are they creating hangouts? Because we have the feature where you send the places you find to your group chats, and then you can swipe right and left and everything. And we want to see what are they in it for mainly. So if something is useless, we in the long term realize that this is useless, so we remove it maybe.
What makes a first-time user become a loyal user?
Mainly, so a first time user is very important because they downloaded it out of their own will, so we want them to be happy. So how we do it usually is we make sure that they immediately get what they want with what we told them. So we everyone knows that our app is a food oriented thing. If they find the cafes and restaurants with an ease, they're scrolling, they're enjoying it, that means it's good. And then we promote our discounts. So we make sure everyone who downloads the app get through to those discounts. If they don't, it means we have a problem that we need to fix as soon as possible.
So let's walk through the 5 stages of the consumer decision-making process and see how they apply to Mylano. So stage 1 is problem recognition. This is when consumers realize a need or a problem. So for Mylano, could you walk us through?
Yeah, absolutely. So we looked at the fact that there's so many foodies out there that struggle to go to new places at all times, despite the fact that the UAE has a lot of new places constantly opening up. We have over 150 restaurants opening every month, and 120 are closing. But most people cannot find these places, and restaurants are struggling in staying open. So we decided to create a platform where real reviews exist rather than fake ones, to be able to have people go to these places and enjoy the most they can through a free use platform where they enjoy what they want to enjoy.
So it recognizes a social pain point rather than just a functional one. Smart marketing.
Once people realize the need, they start researching for solutions. In the UAE, that usually means going online, checking social media, influencers' posts, or app reviews.
Yeah, right. So UAE consumers rely heavily on digital word of mouth. Okay, so they want to see proof from others before they commit, right? Like the
Exactly, yeah, that's what-
influencers.
At this stage, users compare options they might look at other events or social apps.
So, what makes them choose Mylano over other platforms?
So we look at other platforms. Number one, competition is within our market is not as high as people may think it is, despite the fact that competition is high. We only have a platform like Zomato for food, but Zomato is very old oriented. There are other platforms in the US, for example, there's something called Voodies, which the platform is based around like videos from creators regarding food and so on. However, they're not doing what we're doing, which is having a social feature such as like TikTok. Our feed is like TikTok. It looks familiar, and what we do is we create user-oriented content on the app and on other social media pages. So it allows us to be different than them, even if they decide to come here or we decide to go there.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%.
Yeah, so UAE consumers appreciate services that feel local, relevant, and personalized.
Now we reach the decision stage. What convinces a user to use Mylano, like download Mylano?
Okay, number one, the TikTok style feed we talked about. It looks familiar to the user. Users like something that looks familiar to them. They don't want to try something new. If you create a platform out of complete something new, they're gonna be shocked. TikTok did that, but it's very, very difficult for a platform to be able to jump on that. So we decided to do something that looks familiar, and to top it off, it's very user oriented. As I said, real reviews, so you can find whatever food you want there and know that whoever ate there is not getting paid to post about it. They're posting because they genuinely liked it, and we offer discounts at all times. So basically, for like each day you get a discount that you can redeem on the app. So it allows everyone to go out every single day and enjoy a new place, a new coffee shop, a new restaurant, while having discounts at that place. So without worrying that I'd have to spend a lot of money.
Okay.
Okay, so the social influence is the main factor here, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So now we reach the post-purchase behavior stage, which is the last stage where loyalty is built or lost. So how does Mylano handle user satisfaction after people start using the app?
So the discount system I talked about earlier, we have basically XP points on the app. So the more people post, the more people engage, because we have to make sure people are actually engaging on the app rather than just coming to the app, getting the discounts and leaving. Because the whole point of the app, the way it works, is people posting, right? So and then once they get those discounts, those XP points, they can get the discounts, which we make sure they stay by them getting a discount each day for 2 weeks, 3 weeks straight, depending, of course, on the discounts we have on the app. We constantly increase. So the 2 weeks are over, say, it's gonna still increase on based on the partners we have on board to get the discounts. So it does not end. We make sure everyone stays on the app every day and uses the app at least once per day. So they're getting used to the fact that, okay, you know what, Mylano becomes part of their everyday basis, just like how TikTok is for all of us nowadays.
That shows how feedback directly shapes retention. A great post and the purchase strategy.
It's also aligned with the UAE consumer expectations. They expect speed, they expect service, good service, and responsiveness.
So now let's dive a bit deeper into your observations about loyalty. In your experience, what makes UAE consumers stay loyal to Mylano?
So let's say even any other brand, usually the way they stay loyal to them is because of loyalty programs, such as discounts that I talked about, and the fact that they make sure their app is constantly running fast at a good speed, and as well as personalization. So making sure that the user feels like I'm someone that I'm being targeted directly. So through our data and our algorithm, we make sure that the posts they get are the type of places they would like to go eat at.
Yeah.
So making sure that they feel like they are targeted directly and getting discounts on a constant basis, we make sure they stay that way.
And what about switching? What makes a user switch from this app to another?
Usually it's apps and platforms forgetting about users. So say something like Kitopi. Kitopi is a brand that constantly sends discounts, sends notifications. So the notification system makes sure you don't forget about them. Like even if you don't use it, you will remember them and you will use them eventually. You remember that if I go on the app, I might get some reward. So our way is to be able to make sure people don't forget at all times. So through notifications, through posting on social media constantly, so the word Mylano gets stuck in people's head. So whether they use it or not, they will eventually somehow tap into the idea of using it.
So it's mostly about forgetting.
Yeah, the people switch because of forgetting and speed of platforms. Usually people don't care about quality and they forget that.
So, do you think maintaining loyalty, the main drive here, is personalization?
I think to some extent, yes, but if you forget about quality, the service you provide, and to what rate do you provide it, personalization will never matter if you don't get those right first.
Very true.
So how do you gather user feedback at Mylano?
We usually gather feedback through straight using. So because we are not like at the deeper stages just yet, we're at the beginning. It's easier to gather data through smaller number of people. So if we look at people who are the target audience, which is people who are like from the ages of 18 to 25, if a good amount of people tell us that this is good, we believe the rest also enjoy it. But there's another thing as well as churn rate. So if people download the app and we see that they don't delete the app, it means it's good. And they're actually using it every day, it's good because we have data. We are a data-driven company, so we look at the data that we have. And if we see that people are downloading, that means it's good. But if they delete afterwards, that's where the main problem of the app is. But if they download it, it's a marketing thing, so it's all different aspects.
Can you share a specific example where feedback actually changed the app?
So at the beginning stages, our app looked completely different to what it is today. Some people would say it's nice, some people would say it's not. So it looked mainly like how the LinkedIn feed looks like. So we switched it to what it looks like today because a good amount of people would not use it because it would feel like it's old. And despite the fact that because we were targeting Gen Z, so we looked at one person who told us if it looked more familiar to what it is today, but we have like the scrolling stuff, I think it will be better. So the moment we realized that we should switch it to how TikTok looks like, but for food, it would be the easiest way to bring people on because we can literally tell people that it's the TikTok, but for food and restaurants and cafes and so on.
100%. I think that's an excellent example of post-purchase behavior leading to real change.
Yeah, so now based on what we've discussed, let's look at some marketing strategies that can strengthen brand loyalty for Mylano and also other UAE brands too.
So first, a loyalty or a referral program. UAE consumers love benefits and recognition. Users get points, badges, or discounts for consistent engagement or inviting friends. They're most likely to stay loyal.
That ties to the UAE's social culture. People like sharing recommendations and feeling like they're valued for it.
Yeah, so our second strategy is cultural connection. UAE consumers are diverse but very proud of local identity. So brands that reflect local culture, use Arabic content, or celebrate national occasions build deeper emotional loyalty.
And it also attracts expats who want to experience UAE culture. Perfect balance.
So finally, post-purchase engagement is everything. Following up with the users after they try the app keeps the connection alive through personalized emails, reminders, or WhatsApp updates.
Exactly, personalization makes users feel like the brand remembers them.
That's amazing. It's not just consumer service, it's consumer anticipation.
So, to wrap up today, we explored how post purchase behavior shapes brand loyalty in the UAE, using Milano as a very good example.
Yeah, so we learned that loyalty isn't automatic, it's earned through great experiences, responsiveness, and emotional connection.
UAE consumers are among the most dynamic in the world. Loyal when satisfied, but quick to switch if expectations aren't met.
So, thank you so much for joining us and sharing these insights. It's been amazing learning how Milano approaches UAE consumers.
Very, very happy to be able to do this as well.
We appreciate you so much. Thank you.
And
Until next time, stay loyal.
thank you.